I'm a fan. Welcome to the Manville Entertainment premises, the podcast wing, where you are joined into the Let's Talk show, the premier property of the Authority Videocast channel. And last night, boy, oh boy, if you thought you were watching yourself just your standard Major League Baseball game, you were sadly mistaken because last night you were cordially invited by the Cleveland Indians, and more specifically Aaron Savali, to the Jared Kelenic show. This young man, in just his second major league game, went 3 for 4, including his first major league hit, which indeed was a big old bomb, a home run. So he goes 3 for 4, two doubles, a home run. And remember yesterday how I was saying how this kid just of all the gimmicks, he really looks like he just makes himself appear bigger than he really is. He's the rear view mirror, right? Well, of course, on the telecast last night, they were talking about how someone with the Seattle Mariners organization it was basically saying just that his biggest thing is that his ability in the box to just not be afraid to basically and he had a quote too where basically I'm just going to do what I've always do, which is play baseball. I'm not going to get to the show. I'm not going to get to the MLB and change how I've done things. So this guy, he's completely confident in himself, completely confident in his ability to swing the bat how he's always swung it. And despite being at the highest level, it's still going to pay off for him. So this guy, oh, that's what it was. It was it was something like it was a tangible swagger that the guy for the Seattle Mariners talked about, and that tangible swagger, if you will, that I guess I was alluding to yesterday. That's what I'm talking about when I call him the rear view mirror. It's just that tangible. You can't. I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain, but you just take one look at the kid and he's got it. You can just tell like he's got it. So he was mightily impressive yesterday. It's funny because I'm really starting to get to the depths of why I appreciate 162 games the way I do. It's because certainly last night wasn't about the Cleveland Indians for a change, right? And that was something I started to say yesterday too. Is I can't believe. Like I wasn't shocked that Zach Plesac didn't get the no-hitter, but I was shocked to find out that there was yet another thing that I just felt I had to come and share with you guys because somehow, some way, the Indians just keep making news as a result of just going out there and playing games. But yesterday was clearly not about them. Yesterday was clearly all about the Seattle Mariners. It was clearly all about Jared Kelenic. And you know what? Even the Cleveland, even the telecast, like even Rick Manning and Matt Underwood. Rick Manning and Matt Underwood were both super into it last night. Like, yeah, the Indians were getting destroyed or whatever, but it was just really awesome to see this kid come in and just have, like I said, that swagger and just the way he played. And you would have never thought it was his second career game. And he hits his first hit, which is a home run. And so they show his parents hugging, they show his girlfriend jumping up and down. So it was not only was it all about the Mariners, it was the Jared Kelenic show last night. There was no doubt about it. And even like I said, even the Indians broadcasters gave in and were like, okay, like clearly, like, we had our fun last night. It's time for the Jared Kelenic show. And then today is actually a rarity. It is a starting pitching matchup between two black pitchers, Justice Sheffield and Tristan McKenzie. Justice Sheffield being Gary's kid. So I guess we'll just have to see how that pitching matchup turns out. Hopefully a little bit better for me fantasy-wise, because I definitely picked up Tristan McKenzie this week, especially after Friday. I was like, they're gonna pick him up and set him down, these Seattle Mariners. But no, 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 no. Jared Kelenic has something else to be said about it. He's already got 3 RBIs. My God. I think his home run was a 2-run home run. The one hit Jared Kelenic had was ridiculous because I don't know, like somehow like his hands got all messed up and I don't know, but he ends up doing one of these guys, and he just sprays the ball the other way. He bloops one into left field for a double. So this kid just, in terms of hitting, just looks like he has absolutely all the tools. So I just, whoo, they really did. The Mariners nailed it with this kid. They really freaking nailed it. We'll just have to wait and see what I mean, he's my rookie of the year. I don't know who else is up or what's expected of other young prospects or other young guys this year, but the fact that he's already up, it's only May. He has plenty of time to assert himself as the rookie of the year. Now I do have a couple more minutes, and I have as much time as I want. Okay, I make the rules around here, but I've determined that I have a couple more minutes left. So I did want to talk about something else, and that is, and it's gonna hurt to say this, guys, but Justin Upton is not only not gonna go to the Hall of Fame, not only is he not lived up to nearly the billing that we all had for him when he was first coming up. And it was fun yesterday. It was fun to go back and look at his stats. There was about 3 or 4 years there where certainly it seemed like the Justin Upton people were expecting. You might not have gotten the full Justin Upton experience, but he was definitely starting to get to a point where you thought maybe this is a Justin Upton that we were all told and promised. It just seems like, I mean, honestly, his best numbers were with Arizona. Um, there was a year with San Diego, but his batting average really dipped. Something I found interesting though with Justin Upton, that whether it was a Silver Slugger or an All-Star game, he's earned an accolade with every single team he's been on, except now the Angels. And that was what I want to talk about, was even on his 1 year on the Padres, he was an all-star. I mean, he was either an all-star or won a Silver Slugger with Detroit, Silver Slugger and all-star with Arizona. Um, 2017 was actually the best year of Justin Upton's career. This guy batted 273 with a career high 35 home runs, a career high 109 RBIs. And what's interesting is he split 2017 between two teams. It was his age 29 season, and he split it between Detroit and LA. So playing for two different teams, he actually put together his best season. It kind of reminds me of a CC Sabathia, but for hitters. And it's crazy. His batting average with on balls in play was 341. He hit 273, but his batting average on balls in play was 341. And yeah, like I said, he put up career highs in RBIs and home runs. But once the calendar flipped and he was there to stay with LA, his numbers have just gone down and down. So that 273 he hit. At 273, he hit in 2017. Now we're going 2018, he hit 257. 2019, 215. Last year, 204. And this year, 210. So dating back to 2019, the guy's batting, hasn't batted above 215. You have to go to 2018 for the last time that Justin Upton looked anything close to himself. And that he did. He had 30 homers, 85 RBIs. So 2019, 2019 is weird because there was a couple big names that struggled. For me, Jose Ramirez is one that comes to mind, but I don't know. 2019, and then he doesn't do anything in 2020, which we've talked about before. How we don't want to hold 2020 against guys because it's just the ebbs and flows. Like they missed out on everything. Like there was no way. Some guys tore the cover off the ball. That's great, but for guys that struggled, I really don't think you can hold it against them. But woof, Buzz. You're 210 batting average this year. So I had to make one of the toughest decisions I've ever had to make as a fantasy owner. And late last night, Francisco Lindor, he's got me -3 points because of course. And so I'm saddled with him as my superstar. And the only other guy to get me negative points was Justin Upton last night. He was the only other guy to give me negative points. And honestly, he was averaging the least amount of points on my team, you know? Like, I mean, he's slacking, he's lagging behind. So we had to call in Justin Upton last night, and we had to give him his papers, and we had to send him on his way. Now, everyone is so quick to put Albert Pujols in the Hall of Fame, even though he sucked for literally 10 years. And again, I guess I should quantify that by saying sucked in comparison. But when you go from being one of the greatest, if not the greatest right-handed hitter ever, to just being a guy that's protecting the best player in baseball, and you can barely scrape up 100 RBIs, as formerly the best player in baseball, protecting the best player in baseball, I will never be impressed by your inability to just barely get to 100 RBIs. But Justin Upton was Justin Upton as recent as 2018. He was Justin Upton as recent as 2018. As recent as 2018. He was Justin Upton as recent as 2018. Because for the Tigers in 2016, he hit 246 with 31 homers and 87 RBI. So actually, his batting average was up 11 points in 2018. From 2016 to 2018, his batting average actually went up 11 points. He basically drove in the same amount of RBIs. It was only 2 less, and same amount of home runs. So I don't know what's going on with Justin Upton, and maybe he's just going to end up being one of those guys where like that pandemic season was just so, the timing of it was just so damaging, because he was already, like, he had a tough 2019 and then clearly didn't put it together for 2020. And now that he's off to a slow start in 2021, you're looking at, it appears like it's a third straight year where he's struggling, but I don't know. And then you look at his career, who they compare him to, at least according to Baseball Reference, his biggest comp is Ruben Sierra, which I mean, I get, like, I was looking at Ruben Sierra, like, he was a better player than I guess I ever gave him credit for. He finished second in the MVP voting in 1989. Imagine had he actually won it. I know there's been some pretty obscure MVP winners, but that would be amongst the most obscure. Ruben Sierra winning AL MVP for the 1989 Texas Rangers in his age 23 season. Woo-wee, Ruben Sierra. The Texas Rangers finished 83 and 79. They finished 4th in the AL West. So honestly, if the Rangers had been better that year, I wonder if Ruben Sierra would have actually won MVP. But yeah, Ruben Sierra was absolutely a compiler. Ruben Sierra played until his age 40 season. So while he was named All-Star 4 times, if you actually look close at his numbers, the one year that he was named an All-Star, yeah, he had 17 home runs and 87 RBIs. He must have had like a hot start to the year. So in my humble opinion, he had like 2 or 3 pretty good seasons, but I think Upton's a better player than Sierra, and especially if he's able to play till his age 40 season like Ruben Sierra was. Because right now, Justin Upton's only in his age 33 season. Imagine him hanging on for 7 more years. He'll absolutely compile way better numbers than Ruben Sierra ever did. So let's hope that they start to put a bit more respect on Justin Upton's name. Me, as I'm trying to, but I think I had to be objective, and I just had to stop looking at him as one of my favorite players and had to look at him for what he is. And, I just had to let him go. The funniest thing to me is that Justin Upton, this is the nugget I'll leave you guys with. The year Justin Upton's best season, 2011, his age 23 seasons, he finished 4th in MVP voting, which I guess if you're paralleling him and Ruben Sierra's career, I guess they peaked at roughly the same time. His best season, when he finished 4th in MVP, he was a Silver Slugger. He was an All-Star. Justin Upton didn't lead the league in any individual categories except for hit by pitches. So you wouldn't think it, but his 19 hit by pitches, he only got hit by he got hit by 10 pitches in 2018. His last good season. Other than that, like 19 hit by pitches nearly doubles his next closest, which should be 10 in 2018. So I don't know. Dude's had it out for Justin Upton, or he was standing really close to the plate or something, because 19 hit by pitches, led the league, and on top of his 31 homers, 88 RBIs, he stole 20 bases, he had 39 doubles, 5 triples, bat 289. Justin Upton, that 2011 is probably his best season. It has to be. Let me see. Did he ever steal more? Yeah, that was his career high in stolen bases too. So I don't know. I can't to call him Ruben Sierra is pretty tough. But all righty, you guys. I really appreciate you joining me today. I thought I had one more nugget for you, but I don't know. I guess you'll just have to feast on that hit by pitches one. Thank you so much for joining me today for this bonus clip, since it's the weekend. Technically don't really drop videos on the weekend, but I figured, I don't know. Sometimes I feel really, 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 really good. Like I get up off doing a video and I'm like, man, that was awesome, right? I think yesterday I felt a little bit disappointed in myself, so I wanted to come back and give you guys stronger content. And I think I actually did that today. So I'm very happy, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Like I said, make sure to like, share, subscribe. I'm gonna be trying doing some world building here soon. So we're gonna expand the Authority Videocast universe, implement some social media, like do some polls, get you guys interactive, and really like bring this show to the next level. So look for that stuff on the horizon. Maybe a Tale of Two Smiths. You never know. I love you guys. I'll see you later.